What's up, guys? Just giving you a little, what do we now, 3-4 days out for my next show coming up this weekend, which is the 2013 NPC Empire Classic here in Spokane, Washington, out at Quest Casino. So, yeah, guys, for many of you guys that aren't familiar with NPC, this is going to be a non-tested show. So I'll be going against guys that are on gear and stuff like that. So definitely going to be a little bit different of scenery and playing field than we just saw at this last natural show where everybody was polygraph tested before the show, and then all of the overall winners like myself were urine tested after the show. So it's so funny because there's been a lot of chatter and stuff like that about people kind of wondering how I'm gonna compare against a lot of these bigger, NPC. I mean, yeah, a lot of the guys are bigger, but you're just not seeing as many really lean, straight. You're not seeing striated glute type conditioning. So that's why it's really kind of gonna be kind of a fun experiment to kind of see kind of how I fare against these guys. Actually really curious to see kind of size wise if I'm gonna kind of really look kind of dwarfed up there or not. But hey, it's for fun. I have so many people from my gym that are doing this show. I have friends, Jose Rosas and Ricky are coming from the Tri-Cities. My boy Luke Ellis, he's coming over. He's doing a strongman competition. That's just really cool. It's kind of a big event where they're not only doing a bodybuilding type show, but they're also doing an outside with tents and stuff like that. They're doing a strongman competition, a powerlifting competition. I mean, even a CrossFit games. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's going on, and the weather is supposed to be 80 degrees. So how perfect is that? So I'll be able to kind of walk around outside, and me and my boy Gavin, we're gonna go walk around and check out some of the bikini and figure chicks. You know what I'm saying? We're both single. Walk around, maybe put a little tank top on. Anyways, though, so I wanted to give you guys kind of a rundown of kind of how like I said, my transition. Like I said, I've never done back-to-back shows, so this is completely been kind of really foreign to me, and I'm not gonna lie, last week kind of sucked. And it was my own kind of mistake. And here's something that I kind of didn't fill you guys in on is, so after the show Saturday night, after my win and things like that, and then into Sunday, I kind of went a little overboard on eating. Kind of found myself, not gonna lie, I did find myself kind of binging. So kind of what we had to do was spend kind of all of last week kind of cleaning that, you call it kind of cleaning that all up, where we kind of had to start on lower carbs all week. I had to do I think I did 3 HIIT sessions. I mean, yeah, it was just I'm not gonna lie, last week sucked. And then I kind of had a mental thing kind of going on in my head where I didn't know if, I don't know, I was just kind of looking in the mirror and things like that, and I'm like, you know what, I feel like I'm not getting my my sharpness back, I just didn't think that I was gonna be able to regain that for some reason. It was a mental block that I'm well, I lost it, looks like I'm gonna come into the show not at 100%, and so it's kind of, I was playing mind games with myself, and I'm sitting there sending pictures back to Tyler, and he's like, no, I think we're kind of getting there. And then it's funny, I even made a video too, and that was kind of when I was discussing this, and you can tell I was kind of yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be at my best and all this stuff, and I was kind of a little bit kind of not as confident. And then it's funny, it's almost these past just couple days, complete 360, 180, whatever, where, I mean, even today, I hit an all new prep low. I hit freaking 183.6. My previous prep low before the Washington State was 184.2. So this was definitely a nice new low that we got this week. And like I said, I've been taking some of you guys saw I posted like a 5-week out, you know, side chest picture, and I think that, like I said, I think I'm right back on track. And actually I'm almost kind of like have a good confident feeling that we're going to be even you know, sharper, harder, whatever, going into this show this weekend. And what's cool is too, we're actually taking a completely different approach as far as kind of like the peaking strategies that we're doing as far as like carb loading. So for that first show, we did more, I think you'd call it, I mean, Tyler does kind of his own kind of a specific thing with each individual client, but I guess you would kind of more, you know, maybe kind of, you know, just kind of call it more of kind of like front loading, where we did actually go pretty, you know, we did a good amount of carbs about a week out. And then the thing is, and then, you know, and then it was still pretty high almost every day. And then we let it, and then towards the end, obviously it got really high. But this time, oh my gosh, like I've been like low, like we're keeping it low. So I guess we're kind of going more of like a, I think this is called a front load, I think. Gotta get confused with these back loads, front loads. Anyways, so we're keeping it, like I said, I've been at like, you know, I'm at 225 today. I think I was 225 yesterday, 200 before that, 175s. Been very, very low. So we're not, and I think what it sounds like, we might increase it a little bit, maybe like 250, you know, tomorrow, Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, I think will be the bigger increases. With Friday, he was saying we actually might end up doing like 600. So it's kind of a different strategy than what we use for the Washington State Natural Show. So it's kind of, in a way, I mean, it's kind of cool because that way we'll kind of get to learn kind of which carb loading process, you know, peaked me better. Also too, I will be using a different color this time. Unfortunately, since I won't have my coach on hand, I'm not going to do Dream Tan again. Although Dream Tan looked awesome on my last show. I will say though, Dream Tan, while I love the color and stuff like that, unless you kind of have a friend or your coach or somebody kind of right there to like reapply and like do touch-ups and stuff, oh, it's kind of like really high maintenance. I mean, you're just sitting there standing around, you accidentally like brush your arm on something and it's completely smeared and it looks like crap. So you kind of have to have somebody like right there to kind of like touch it up. And then, but I mean, even then when you're like when you're pumping up and stuff like that, you end up smearing it a lot. And so some of my pictures, you can see kind of where it's smeared around my thighs and stuff. So so this time though, I'm doing airbrushing. I'm a little bit nervous because sometimes airbrushing can, you just don't look dark enough. And a lot of times you have that orangey, like I call it like Oompa Loompa tint, which I hate. Anyways, so I have like literally four separate appointments scheduled to make sure that I get dark enough. So let's cross our fingers and hope that Colin doesn't look like an Oompa Loompa on stage this weekend. But anyway, so this is like I said, we're back in peak week. Feeling better now. Like I said, I just feel like my body now is kind of back on track to where it needs to be. Like I said, last week was that kind of like getting back into it kind of mode. But then, like I said, we were spending a lot of time kind of getting back to kind of where I needed to be. So yesterday we did my last leg workout, about 80%. And then tonight we're doing a about 80% again, about back and biceps. So I will keep you guys updated as soon as I can. Anyways, thanks for following along. And also, I mentioned this in my last video. Welcome all of you guys from Chris Lovato's channel. I really appreciated that video that he put out for me. You know, Chris and I kind of go back. I think it's been like 2 years now. I think we found each other. We found each other. What is this, eHarmony? No, but I think we found, you know, like we kind of discovered each other through bodybuilding.com. I think at the time we both had, you know, logs going on for our 2011 preps, I believe it was. And, you know, I just, you know, he kind of motivated me. I kind of motivated him. And anybody that knows Chris, man, if you know him kind of on a personal level where you kind of get a chance to talk to him one-on-one, man, the guy is just such a genuine guy. And you can tell that he just, you know, he loves motivating you and pushing you and stuff like that. A lot of times he'll send me, you know, sending me kind of like reminders of Con, you know, like freaking get your head on straight, man. You're gonna win this shit, you know, like go get your pro card. And I was like, I'll try, man, I'll try. He's like, try? No, you're gonna do it. You know, I mean, just that type of stuff. I mean, just a great guy. So it really meant a lot for him to make that video, you know, kind of like, you know, showing his kind of praise for me to get my pro card and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that, Lovato. Love you, bro. I will see you in Cali But, kind of an announcement slash whatever. I won't be competing, unfortunately. I'll be there as a spectator to cheer all you guys on and show my support, but I decided, you know, especially after talking with Tyler and stuff like that too, that, man, my body, it just needs a break. I tell you, man, I think I'm closing in on close to 30 weeks of dieting now, so the hormones and stuff like that, guys. My libido has pretty much been shot for I don't know how many months. I don't even know what a boner is anymore. But so yeah, we thought it was in our best interest to cut it off after this weekend and get into my off season where I have to start reverse dieting. Blah. Anyways, though, all right, guys, have a good one. Take care.